Most people start dating with a story already in their head. They think dating is the beginning of love. They think it is about slowly getting to know someone, building a connection, and moving toward commitment and safety. That idea feels good, but it is mostly wrong. Dating is not really about love at the beginning. It is about choosing. Two people are trying to figure out if the other person is worth choosing while also trying to get the best result for themselves. They are doing this without knowing everything about the other person. That is what dating actually is. Everything else is just how people explain it to themselves. Dating feels confusing because people are told to act with their emotions, but the situation rewards strategy. That creates tension. People say they want honesty, but they react more to people who seem hard to get. They say they want connection, but they reward emotional distance. They say they want clarity, but they pull away when someone is too sure. That is not hypocrisy. That is people adjusting to how the system works. Dating works like a marketplace. There are choices, competition, uneven power, and easy exits. When those conditions exist, people start thinking in terms of leverage. Who needs who more? Who has options? Who can walk away? This was not always how relationships worked. In the past, dating happened inside strict rules. Families were involved, communities watched, money, survival, and reputation limited choices. People still chose partners, but the process was controlled. Modern dating removed those limits and did not replace them with anything stable. What was left was everyone looking out for themselves. When people feel like they have few options, they cooperate and compromise. When they feel like they have many options, they compare and try to gain advantage. Dating apps did not create this behavior. They just made it obvious. By putting endless options in front of people, they turned dating into ranking and evaluation. People stopped asking who fits my life and started asking who is the best option I can get. In systems like this, people learn quickly that caring too much too soon is risky. Being attached makes you weaker. Being certain gives up power. Being too available makes you seem less valuable. So people adjust. They delay commitment. They keep their options open, not because they are bad people, but because that is what works. Dating did not become transactional because people lost their values. It became transactional because that is the easiest way to deal with endless choice. Time becomes something you trade. Attention becomes proof of value. Even sex, exclusivity, and emotional effort start to feel negotiable. That is why people feel replaceable even when no one says it out loud. In the structure itself sends that message. When one person feels like they have more options than the other, the balance of power changes. The person who needs less controls the pace. The person who needs more adjusts. This is uncomfortable to admit because it clashes with romantic ideas, but ignoring it does not make it go away. Most dating advice fails because it focuses on feelings instead of incentives. Telling people to communicate better does not change the power dynamics. Being more open does not remove competition. Dating outcomes feel personal, but most of the time they are not. People blame themselves for rejection that is often just numbers and timing. They think distance means emotional damage when it is often a calculated move. The confusion is built into the system. Dating is not broken. It is working exactly as a system like this would work. Confusion is part of how it functions. Dating did not suddenly become cold or transactional, it just became visible. For most of history, relationships were shaped by limits. Location, religion, family, and money all narrowed the field. Those limits did not remove power struggles, but they kept them contained. When choices are limited, people settle in. They work together because leaving is costly. Modern dating removed those limits step by step. Work separated survival from marriage. Cities expanded social circles. Sex became disconnected from long-term commitment. Technology turned attraction into a searchable list. Each change increased choice, but nothing replaced the stability the choice removed. When people can compare endlessly, they do. When leaving is easy, attachment weakens. When attention is everywhere, it stops feeling valuable. Dating apps did not change human nature, they amplified it. People stopped comparing partners to their real-life environment and started comparing them to a never-ending global pool. That changes everything. Interest becomes temporary, availability looks risky, certainty feels like a disadvantage. So people delay decisions, they explore, they keep backup options, not because they are confused, but because the system encourages it. At the same time, culture kept telling people to be open, vulnerable, and emotionally honest, but the system quietly punished those traits when shown too early. That gap between expectations and reality causes emotional whiplash. People act strategically while thinking they are supposed to act romantically. That is why dating feels personal even when it is structural. In any open system, a small group ends up with most of the attention. Dating is no different. A few people get many choices. Most people compete for visibility. That feels cruel, but it is not about intent. It is about distribution. No single person caused this. It came from technology, freedom of choice, and the removal of consequences. Dating did not lose meaning. It lost boundaries, and systems without boundaries do not fix themselves. What people experience as emotional exhaustion is often just the cost of adapting. The behavior makes sense. The expectations do not. When people enter an environment that rewards distance and punishes certainty, they change automatically, not on purpose, just over time. People start sharing less emotionally. They become vague, they hold back, not because they do not care, but because caring openly feels unsafe. They appear available while keeping distance inside. They give just enough to keep things going without fully committing. They start managing attention, they reply slower, they stay partially engaged. This is not manipulation, it is adjustment. They lower expectations to stay sane. They stop seeing interactions as leading somewhere and start treating them as temporary. Dating turns into observation instead of pursuit. Who texts first, who disappears, who cares less. Over time, people start judging their own worth by attention. Rejection stops feeling like mismatch and starts feeling like loss of value. Some people overperform, some withdraw, some quit entirely. None of that fixes the system. Trying harder emotionally does not work. Becoming cynical does not work either. The system rewards distance, options, and restraint. So people adapt. Dating confusion is not a sign that people are broken. It is a sign that the rules changed and no one admitted it. Behavior follows structure. Feelings follow behavior. Until that gap is acknowledged, dating will keep feeling personal even when it is not. That is the system. Nothing personal.